All right, Mike, here's your video. Let's play it. All right, so a couple things here. Um, right off the draw is good. 1 1/4 is real good. Obviously, got to hit it on your first shot, but the draw is good. I like your hand position. Both hands move at the same time. Good. Here, um, you could have, used your movement to get a little closer to these targets before you shot them. But shooting them on the move is good. Um, I'm not sure what your hits were on these, but I would want to make sure you're getting two sight pictures. I'm sorry, one sight picture for each shot, not just getting one sight picture and pulling two shots off and double tapping it. Just I want to make sure you're calling each one of those shots. And here, after you shoot the third target, I want to see a little bit more aggressive movement from you. You sort of, this is like kind of like a little jog, and then the gun should be up and ready at this point. You can probably see this target, and if you can't, you're going to be able to see it in another step or half step. So the gun should be at eye level already. So by the time you're here, you're shooting, and now you present out, you completely have to stop because basically the gun wasn't ready by the time your body got into the position. So you have to stop your body, and you move from this position. Again, not really the most aggressive movement here. You kind of do this like, I'm going to reach my left foot over. There we go. Get into position. And again here, I'd want to make sure you're calling two sight pictures here for the two shots. This situation here, let me turn it back to 100% speed. This first tuxedo target, it sounds like this is shooting real fast. My guess would be one of these is a miss. I don't think I'd shoot this tuxedo this fast, so hold on. Yeah, that's a fast, we'll look at it. That's a fast split. That's a 35 at that distance. So I would just want to make sure you're aiming. You have to recognize on certain stages, these are the most dangerous and most difficult shots on the stage, along with this headshot. So you have to give these shots the respect that they need to be able to make your hits. And then here, you're really not you're not transitioning your vision to the next target. You're sort of in a tunnel vision mode, or sort of like in a tank turret mode where, think about a tank driver. He can only look straight ahead, and the gun can only point straight ahead. We don't want to do that. We want to be the guy that stands on top of the tank with his head poking out, and he can turn his head back and forth, look for targets, and then the gun follows after that. So here, after the headshot target, your head should really snap over. Right now, your head should immediately be looking at this next target over here, and then the gun will lag slightly behind it. But you're sort of, everything's locked in one position like a tank, and you finally get here, and then probably should have done that reload to make up for the shot, but that's all right. So let's watch the other one.
None of us can hit that first.
All right, so let's go back. So right off the jump, again, you really got to make these shots count in these situations if you can. Going to cost you half a second to shoot the makeup on the steel here. And then from this position, I'm not sure why I did this, if this was part of your plan or something like that, but you kind of gave up on the shooting on the move thing and shot them from far away. Then you have this long run because you weren't shooting on the move, and then there you see, I guess, not confident with your gear, not confident that this first mag won't fall out. So see if you can address that whether through adding those little white screws into the side or putting another another one of the black springs in there. Like AJ said in the beginning, all these pouches should have two black springs in there to hold the mags. But I don't want to talk too much about gear. So you come here, again, the gun should really be up and ready at this point so that you can be shooting without having to stop your body. So you see here, you really do a hard stop. You're back on your heels, and then you have to stop your body, and then you have to do, we don't have to, but you do sort of this hopping, skipping, reload thing, like here, this move. Ideally, we'd have our feet pointed in this direction to make movement, but keep your torso pointed in the direction that it is now, so that you can, be aware of the 180, and not do this sort of hopping motion. This part is good, where this position you're in now is the final position we wanted most people to be in. We were hoping people would realize you can see every target from basically a little bit behind this rock here, or if your left foot was on this end of this wood. So you can see every target from here. You are in the position we want everybody to be in, but we're doing this thing here again. See if you can follow where your head is, where your gun is. Your head, like the brim of your hat and the back of your gun, are completely locked together. You never turn your head without turning the gun here. So on this target, they're pretty close together, so you don't really notice it. But from here to here, you should really notice your head is going to move a lot faster, and your eyes are going to move a lot faster than the gun will. So you should see your head snap over to here, and then the gun follow it slightly behind it. If they're moving together at the same time, it's like trying to look through a rifle scope and trying to find a target that's on the other side of the range. It's really hard to do that with that tunnel vision. So you need to come out of the rifle scope, or come out of the tank turret, or break your sort of shooting platform there to turn your head and find the target, and then move the gun. So watch this part. So see, what happens is you can't really see where you're going because your eyes are stuck to the front sight. So you transition over here, and it's almost like you transition to number 6, and you're like, oh, it's over here, and you move a little bit more. So watch that again. Oops, you come over again. So that's just a matter of tunnel vision and not leading with your eyes. And you do the same thing over here after you shoot 7. You kind of do this. It's almost like you don't really have an idea where you're going. Like the gun kind of comes over here somewhere and almost pauses, and then it follows over here because your peripheral vision picked up the target. So let's watch that again. See that? There's a little bit of a hesitation. So really what that is for you, it's two things. One of them is during the walkthrough, you probably should have spent a good amount of that walkthrough standing here and then planning out your exact movements of where the gun's going to go. You're going to shoot the steel, 1 tuxedo, 2 tuxedo, a big transition to the head, and then during my walkthrough I want to think, okay, pause. The head is the hardest shot on the stage. You want to have 2 good shots there, because the risk of dropping a shot low, a Mike no shoot, that's a huge penalty. So you need to treat that shot as the most important shot on the stage. And then quickly after you shoot that, snap to this target on the right, which is a wide open paper target at, 7 yards. And that should be a quick transition. For you, we had like an 80 transition there. I would have liked to see the transition off the second headshot to here be more like a 50. And the reason that time is there is because of this little, just a little bit of hesitation there. So it's partly stage planning and partly really wanting to get your head over to the target, get your eyes and your vision really over to the target, and then have the gun follow. So for you, drills to work on would be, wide transitions, and even wide transitions with if you can do it with a vision barrier in front of you. So if you could do it with, put a target on the one side and a target on another side with barrels or a no shoot in front of it, just to kind of trick your vision into having that thing in the middle that you have to look past. I think that would really help you, because those transitions to me really look like you're just you're stuck. Your head and your arms and your eyes are just stuck in that forward position. You really need to kind of loosen up your head and neck to be able to look towards the next position. But I know you're pretty new, so other than that, this is pretty good. A 16 16:59 is a pretty good time. If we take off the half second for the, if we take off the half second for the makeup in the beginning, you'd be at a 16 flat, and that's pretty good. Nice.